All right, everybody, happy day to you and welcome to Sub 2. If you guys are watching this for the first time, it means you have not picked out your avatar yet. And I know that some people might not know exactly what that means, so let me explain what that means. As I've been in real estate for years and years, I find that the success rate of real estate is heavily tied into the avatar or the channel or the path that you choose to go down. Some people don't like to cold call. However, there are mentorships out there that's basically all they teach. Other people don't want to become a real estate agent. However, there are people heavily successful as being real estate agents. Some people say, I don't ever want to talk to a seller. Meanwhile, somebody like me absolutely loves talking to sellers. So over the years, I have created about 20 avatars that you could specifically choose and go down that road to have a higher level of success. Okay, some of these avatars are very well known, like direct to seller, which is an avatar that I will talk about first. This Zoom is about 4 hours long, and my goal in this Zoom is for you to choose one of these avatars, not 2, not 3, not 10, but one avatar, and stay consistent to this avatar for 60 days. Now, inside of Sub 2, we have this magical thing called an MSA, a member, that's you, a Sub 2 member, a member success advisor, somebody who for 60 days is your accountability partner once you join Sub 2. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to choose an avatar through watching this 4-hour series, and maybe we'll chop it up and make it a little bit easier for people to digest. But the challenge is, as I talk about these avatars, some of them kind of blend in and bleed in over each other, so it'll be a little bit challenging to cut it all the way up. So once you say, oh my gosh, that's my avatar, right? I want you to tell your MSA, your Member Success Advisor, hey, MSA, this is what I want to commit to for the next 60 days. And your MSA will hold you accountable for the next 60 days to that specific avatar. Now, inside of Sub 2, we also have very active accountability meetings. We're doing one next week, actually, with Robin Hurt. We're going to be calling it the Elephant Challenge. And we're calling it the Elephant Challenge just because how do you eat an elephant? Well, you take one bite at a time. Real estate is an elephant. It's very big. It's vast. It's huge. There are so many different ways to succeed. And you will have a really hard time if you look at the whole elephant. But if you look down at one little aspect and you stack skill after skill after skill, you will quickly become a lot more successful than if you hadn't done that. What I did for a long, long time is that I was so fearful of taking on this big, giant elephant that is real estate that I didn't take action. I was actually super fearful. And I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where the money comes from. I didn't know how to hold property. I didn't know how to manage things. I didn't know how to do all of those types of things. And so I wish somebody would have taught me through an avatar series, which is what this is, what path I should choose and what I should dedicate my time and energy to. Because this business is very simple as long as you understand your personality and as long as you understand what path you should follow. Some people jump in and they join a mentorship that is all about cold calling, okay? There are, believe it or not, mentorships out there that's all they teach. They teach you to cold call, cold call, cold call, and they tell you if you don't cold call yourself, then you have no right being in this business. Or how can you teach somebody else to cold call if you've never cold call yourself? And to that I say, well, I also don't clean my own teeth or change my own oil or install my own roofs. And so guys, as professionals, you will learn in this avatar series that you need to know thyself. Know yourself and know what you're good at, what you're not good at, and hone in on paths that will get you closer to success. Getting your first deal, getting your 5th deal, getting your 10th deal, becoming a millionaire, quitting your job if that's something that you want to do. And in some of these avatars don't ever quit their job. That's another funny thing too, is that there are people out there that will teach you that you should hurry and quit your job and burn all the boats. Guys, that is great advice for very specific people with very specific personalities. But I don't know about you. As I learn things from people, I have a hard time knowing whether that's good advice for me or that's bad advice for me. Not all good advice is good advice for me. Some really amazing, unbelievable, perfect advice with powerful, powerful messaging is actually really horrible for somebody like me. It just depends on what it is. So Some people with personalities unlike my own, having a 9 to 5 job is actually a superpower, and I would never advise them to quit their job until their income in their side hustle outweighs the income of their main source of their 9 to 5. However, I see people go, you should hurry and quit your job as much as possible. Burn the boats. You should not have any opportunity to go back to, being able to pay your bills. And you know what's funny? Is we have students like Matthias, really good example, that was a good piece of advice for his specific personality, because he didn't freeze in that moment of I don't have income, whereas other people would have gone into depression, etc. So the Avatar series is meant to meet you where you're at and help you understand who you are and what you would be good at. So today, in about the next 3 hours, 52 minutes that I have remaining, I'm going to go through the current 19 avatars I currently have created, segmented out, and I'm going to tell you about the goods, the bads, the benefits, the downfalls, all of the things of each individual avatar, and hopefully you can choose one pretty quickly. You can see that not only will one of them work for you, but you will learn that multiple avatars will work for you. But in the very beginning, that's a problem, right? Is choosing more than one path is going to lead to 2 different directions, and then you split and you're never really successful. So what I want you to do, again, is I'm going to reiterate the goal. The goal is for you to choose one avatar. Now, I'm currently on a live Zoom, and we will have hundreds and hundreds of people watch this with me today. I might ask a few questions and let the audience ask me a few questions. But overall, I want you to treat this as this is a training mechanism for you to understand. I'm going to do some whiteboarding, and I'm going to use some examples and some stories, and we're going to tell you guys what each individual avatar is, how do they get deals, what their ultimate goal is, what kind of money you can make, where do the deals come from, and the challenges and also the positives of each individual avatar. Now, if you are watching this in the future, go back and watch it on the Zoom. If you guys want to go in, you can save and download the chat and see all the people and the comments that they're making in here. But this is a live Zoom that I'm doing so that people can ask some questions and maybe ask questions that I'm not thinking of in this live Zoom. So let's get started. We've got avatar number 1 through 19. I am somewhat afraid to show you guys the avatars in their entirety, because then you know how that works. People immediately go, oh my gosh, I see avatar number 19, that's me. It's like, hold on, we don't know that that's you. Let's get all the way through it, right? So let's click on this, and we will go through these one by one, all right? Actually, I'm going to bring these in. I'm going to copy and paste them over to my handy dandy deal. And then that way I can draw on them. And we can go through them. So the first avatar, we call it direct to seller. And direct to seller is very literal. Okay, this is what most people think of when they think of like wholesaling real estate. Now, guys, there's only 3 ways to actually get into real estate. Okay? The 3 ways to get into real estate and make money in real estate are, number 1, you can wholesale. Number 2, you can fix and flip, or this is also known as develop or build. Essentially what you're doing is, sorry for my handwriting guys, I'm going to go fast today. What you're doing is you're taking something and you're going to sell it to an end buyer after you renovate it, clean it up, improve it, whatever, right? So this is buying something and improving it. And then the third one is buy and hold. These are the only 3 ways to make money in real estate. Now, somebody might come in here and say, well, hold on a second. What about a real estate agent? A real estate agent is not doing any of these. They're not wholesaling, they're not fixing and flipping, and they're not buying and holding. A real estate agent is providing services to a listing agent, or to a listing, like a seller, or representing a buyer. Remember, guys, that an agent is not a real estate investor. Can a real estate agent be an investor? Yes. But that's 2 different hats, right? Just like an attorney or a doctor or anybody else could also be a real estate investor. A real estate agent is not a real estate investor. They are a service provider to people who are in real estate. So let's remind ourselves of that and go back to the basics. There are three ways to make money in real estate: wholesale, fixing and flipping, or developing, and buying and holding. And there are, as far as I have found, there are only these avatars, okay, that make sense for getting started. Okay, and here are those avatars. Avatar number one, direct-to-seller visionary. Okay, when I started out, that was me, direct-to-seller visionary. And what does that mean? Okay, direct-to-seller visionary, the benefits I really, really love about this avatar is number one, control. Because you're the one that's actually generating the lead, and you're the one that is creating the opportunity by getting the lead generated. Direct to seller is one of the most preferred ways to get into this business. It is really, really preferred to get into this business. Okay, sorry, my whiteboard's going to be a little bit tricky today because it wants to be slow, and that's okay. We'll deal with it. So when you first start in this business, the ways that this all works is that you have to generate leads, right? People to talk to, or deals. A lead doesn't necessarily have to be a person. Sometimes the lead could be an already existing contract, right? And you have to filter through these and decide what you want to do with these. Do I want to get this under contract, and do I want to wholesale it? Do I want to buy it and fix and flip it? Or do I want to hold that in my portfolio, right? Buy and hold. Those are the three decisions you're going to be making every time you're interfaced with a deal, okay? Even if you end up partnering with somebody in this opportunity, this contract that you get, you still are going to have to make a determination with that partner you have of, are we going to wholesale this? Are we going to fix and flip this? Or are we going to buy and hold it? That's it. And when you understand that that's the only three mechanisms that you can actually ever use when you start in business, you realize, okay, step number one, no matter what I have in this, no matter what avatar I choose, step number one is I should have an LLC and a bank account. Okay, and in my opinion, this is a fact, you should do this before you go out and you start generating business. You should have an actual place where money can reside. Okay, and you guys know who I suggest for this. I'll be very quick about this. In the past, sometimes I'll let this deliberate, but I'm not going to today. The name of the company that we use is Prime Corporate Services.com, and then use code PASTE. I actually do not get paid for that, but I do love their service, and I love that they track your guys' track you guys back to the Sub2 family. PrimeCorporateServices.com/PASTE. Go get an LLC and go get a bank account. Okay? No matter what avatar you choose, doesn't matter. Any one of these 19 that we're going to go through today, no matter what avatar you choose, you need to have an LLC and a bank account. Now, no matter what avatar you choose, same thing. Does not matter what avatar you choose. You are going to need leads, whether those are people to talk to or people who already have contracts. You have to go through and look at these opportunities, whether it's you by yourself or you as a partner or you as a group of other people. It does not matter. I've got a deal I'm working on right now where 5 people brought me one deal. Okay? And they're really smart. They come to me and they go, hey, Pace, we have a contract right here. We want to bring this opportunity to you. So I go, well, I don't want to pay you an assignment because it's a big deal. It's a $3 million deal. But I would pay you 10% of ownership. So I'm actually paying these people, these 5 people, 10% ownership in a big $3 million deal. Okay? So those 3 people have to look at leads, have opportunities, right? Those people, whether it's one person by themselves or 2 people in a partnership, like a JV type of structure, or 4 people or 5 people or whatever it is, they have to collectively make a determination. Are we going to, 1, wholesale it, 2, fix and flip it, or 3, buy and hold it? And right here you can see that they got 10% ownership in this $3 million deal. That would mean that they made a determination to buy and hold, right? Put that in their portfolio. There's all these things that when you're brand new as a real estate investor, you really struggle with, like, okay, should I wholesale a deal? Should I assign it? Should I wholesale it and get part ownership? Well, that kind of determines on the deal itself. But none of that exists without, one, having a business. So go create an LLC and a bank account. I also get a lot of people ask me, I know everybody knows that we use Prime Corporate Services /PACE, get a code, and then also people are asking what bank are we starting to use. RelayFi.com /PACE is the bank that we are now telling people to use because they use the same banking model that I use. They are really real estate investor centric. So go to relayfi.com, use /PACE, and I think that there's a discount. I don't know. Okay, so you have a bank account so that when you do make money, you actually have a place to put it. Then you have to go out and you have to generate leads, okay? Either people to talk to or people that already have contracts. And then you as a team, either that's solo or with an actual team of people you JV with. Obviously, Sub2 students are constantly JVing with themselves, but they have to make a determination. Where are we at in our business right now? Do we need money now? Okay, well, we probably should wholesale that deal. Do we need money? Are we okay with a larger chunk of money later? Okay, well, let's flip it. Are we okay with a massive amount of money like much later? Sorry guys if I spelled something incorrectly. I'm going fast. Are we okay with a massive amount of money much later? Okay, well, that would be a buy and hold. Okay, so you have to make these determinations based on you as an individual. And I see a lot of people getting FOMO, right? FOMO means fear of missing out. It's an acronym. I feel it all the time, actually. FOMO. You feel this FOMO that you see other people doing things and you feel a certain way and you say, oh my gosh, this person has cash flow. This person has a big portfolio. This person has this. This person just got a big deal, blah, 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 blah. And you start feeling defeated. Don't let that stuff determine your path. Where you are in your business should determine your path. If you have $0 in your bank account, well, that's going to help you determine your avatar, which is where your leads are coming from. Okay? That's also going to help you determine your exit strategy. Okay? If you have $0 in your bank account, I'm going to tell you, you're probably going to look for a free lead generation, okay? Free leads. And you're also going to probably be assigning or doing wholesale. Okay? Look who I got calling me. I got Mr. Kent Clothier calling me. I'm not going to answer that because I'm in the middle of a big, long Zoom. So, if you have no money, that's going to help you determine what your lead source is, and also once you get a contract, what you actually do with it. Right? It's very simple. This business is actually very, very simple when you break it down. And nobody ever broke this down for me. In fact, I don't think you can find this information anywhere, that you should very specifically choose an avatar that fits you and where you're at in your business, based on how much money you have, based on your personality type, based on so many different things, and avatar is going to help you do that. Okay? So, direct-to-seller visionary is what you will see most influencers on Instagram promoting. Get deals. Let me teach you how to wholesale. I'm going to teach you how to be a closer. Blah, blah, blah. All the things you see. Okay, most of the wholesale mentorships are teaching you this. And this is why this is going to be scary, but this is why over 95% of people that try and get into this business fail. Think about that. If everybody in here was meant to be a cold caller, like get on the phone, text people, spend money, build all these systems and all that kind of stuff, 95% of people are going to fail. They don't have the business acumen. They don't know how to hire people. They don't know how to onboard people. They don't know how to manage money, let alone they don't have any money. There's a tremendous amount of failure in this avatar. Okay, so Carolyn and Myron says, yes, we would have failed if we kept going down the DTS avatar, because that's not a good avatar for them. I already know Carolyn and Myron's. Carolyn and Myron's is right here. Help her. And I'll get to that later. Okay, Carolyn and Myron, who are here. Carl. I won't spell out Carolyn and Myron. I'll take too much time. They are a helper. Okay, they figured this out. They figured out that That should not be their avatar. And this is something I've always taught in Sub 2. This is why our mentorship is the most successful. And most of our students will get their hands on a deal or be involved in a deal very quickly, because we don't just teach this lame-ass model and expect everybody in this world that it works for. Funny thing is, I prefer this model. This is my favorite model for pace. And the reason why I like this model, here's what this model is, very simply. Here's the seller. They have a house. My team communicates directly to the seller. There's no agent involved. Okay, this is me or my team. We are calling the seller through cold call. Now, of course, you guys know I own a company. If you guys want, Start Virtual is the name of the company that we use for our cold callers, startvirtual.com. So I either have Start Virtual cold call them or text them are the two main ways we reach out to a seller. And we generate leads and conversations, and we put those on the calendar, and we negotiate and ask sellers if they're open to selling. Now, what's great is no matter what I do in this model, I can do both cash deals and creative finance deals in this model. What I love about this model and why I prefer it is one major thing. The number one reason why I love this model is because of the C word, which is called control. Control gives me scalability. Okay, scalable means that I can remove myself at some point, and this can be an actual business. The challenge with this business, the number one reason why this is really hard for a lot of people, is that this business, when you first start out, costs a lot of money. Okay, not a lot. Some people figure out how to do it inexpensively, and we have a lot of students that are doing this. I would say at least a good 20 to 25% of our students are going to be this direct to seller. Okay, it costs money, and this is a real business. This means you are directly communicating to the seller. You don't need an agent. You know how to go find leads. You know how to manage those leads. You know how to close those leads. That's direct to seller visionary. I am a direct to seller visionary. Okay. Now, when I first started out, I didn't know the difference between a direct to seller visionary and integrator. I didn't even know this existed. But my partner, Cody Barton, not Kobe, he is the Kobe of integrators though. My partner, Cody Barton, does not enjoy talking to sellers. He actually enjoys something very, very important, which is generating leads. Okay, and he also likes to manage a business. Okay, I'll kind of tell you the difference between a visionary and an integrator very quickly. I'll show you an office. Let's see here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me show you my office in Mesa, Arizona. We have multiple offices in Mesa, Arizona. And we have a beautiful building. Let me share this with you real quick so you guys can see this. So here we are. My office is over here. This building is our building, right here. Okay, this building is our building. I run a trailer rental business basically out of this dirt lot. My son and I run a trailer rental business right here. And then our building is right here. Okay, we own this building. And I have been to that office. Last time I was at the office was for a Christmas party 9 months ago, or whatever that was ago. That's how often I'm in the office. So am I an integrator or am I a visionary? I am all day, I'm a visionary. I don't want to be in the office. I don't want to be communicating with employees. What I want to do is I want to go raise money, close big deals, create other businesses, and then I have a partner that's an integrator that does all the back end. Okay, so if I were you guys and I wanted to understand the relationship of a integrator and a visionary, there's a really powerful book that has been written called Rocket Fuel. It's one of my favorite books, and it talks about the dynamic between these two individuals And what I learned about with Cody is that when Cody and I first started this business together, this was now nearly 4 years ago, Cody believed that he needed to learn how to be a closer, right? I need to be a closer because every influencer in wholesale is like, learn how to close more deals. It's like, well, actually somebody should be trying to run a mentorship like what we do, where we actually teach integrators how to go generate leads and then go find visionaries that will go close those leads, and you guys can then form a partnership. What's really worked for Cody and I is that when I met him, Cody is like, I can't close deals. I can generate leads like crazy, but I can't close deals. It's not what I'm good at. And I'm like, perfect. I hate generating leads. Okay. I hate generating leads. Okay. I don't want to be the person that is sitting in front of a computer generating leads. What I want is I want to go out and talk to sellers. I actually crave talking to sellers. That would be direct to seller visionary. And again, visionary and integrator are two completely different personalities. So when I hear people out there, some of them are my friends, saying, you shouldn't have partners, you shouldn't have this, pick up the phone and dial, and that's the sentiment, there's no reason, or there's no wonder in my mind why 95% of people jump into this business or any other business and fail, is because people have not dissected the individual personality types and where people should spend their time. Okay, so if you are somebody, I would say Darren Talcott is a really good person for this. Darren Talcott's a really great integrator. Cody Barton is a great integrator. I would go into the Sub2 community and find the integrators and say, hey, why don't we link in together? You generate leads, I'll close the deals. You generate leads, I'll close the deals. We'll accumulate enough money that we'll hire an employee. That person will then get trained to close the deals. And then you can